going to go to the screen flow that we created in a previous video right here that allows the user to add a new contact and add them to the opportunity contact roles. We added the error handling directly to the screen flow, but now we want to create all of this error handling into its own subflow and then make this screen flow route to the subflow. So the easiest way to do this is to go to our flow and we're going to create a new flow. We will call this subflow for handling errors in screen flows. And then we'll explain that it's being invoked by other flows and we can add to it as necessary. Now what we want to do is cut this entire section here and we're going to move it up here. And then we're going to delete everything from create new contact all the way down. And this we're not going to be able to delete until we get rid of the reference. We'll do that here in a second. So now we're left with just our error handling flow. We'll go ahead and save this. Now we're going to create a couple of resources here. We're going to create a variable. This will be called our var flow fault message. This is going to be a text and this is going to be available for input. We are going to push our fault messages from our screen flows into this subflow. Then the next resource we need to create is for our contact email. We'll call it var contact email. This is going to be a text field. It's also going to be available for input. And then we're going to change this to look for the type of error. And so this will be looking for our duplicate contact error. And then you can add to this as necessary. So you can just keep adding additional outcomes and look for specific fault messages within your errors to be able to route the user to different places. Then we're going to come into our get existing contact and we can see that this isn't going to work anymore, but we are going to pass it the contact email address to look for in that get. That will come from our screen flow and we'll pass it into here. And then we'll just come through here and we'll just make sure that we don't see any other issues. And now we should be able to delete this. All right, perfect. Now, one last update that we didn't make was in the type of error, we need to change this to look for the variable that is going to be the flow fault message and not the fault message for this flow. So we'll look for this to contain duplicates detected. You are entering a duplicate contact. So now we have our subflow ready and we're going to save it and activate it. Now we're going to go back to our flow that we just cloned. And we're going to open up the latest version here. And now we want to change this. Instead of all of this being hard-coded in here, we want this to be routed to a subflow. So we're going to delete all of this. And we're going to add a subflow here. We're going to choose the subflow for handling errors in screen flows. This will be called send to subflow for error handling. And then we're going to pass our variables. So our record ID is going to be the record from this flow. Our contact email is going to be what the user entered in this screen. And then our fault message is going to be from the flow. And now we can route everything to this subflow that is creating a new record, just like that. And that's all you need to do to now handle all the errors in your subflows for all of your screen flows. We'll save this as a new version and we'll activate this. And now we're ready to test this out. We'll come over to our opportunity, we'll click refresh. And now we should see no difference in the behavior when we're entering a duplicate contact. We can see that it routes directly to that subflow and it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So if we click go back and change the contact information, we do get routed back. And then we can handle this exactly the same way that we did before without any changes. So this is perfect. So now we have a modular subflow that we can use in all of our screen flows going forward. That's it. That's a wrap. Be sure to subscribe to Blue Tiger Academy so you don't miss our next video in our Salesforce Flow Tips series. Have you ever needed to limit the number of characters a user is entering into a text field in a screen flow? Then this next video is for you. We will show you how to limit the number of characters a user can enter and show them exactly how many characters they have left without ever leaving the screen. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you'd like a video on a different Salesforce topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.